Had enough teardowns for 1 week? Well, too bad, because we've got one more for you. This is the OnePlus 5. So how do you get into the OnePlus 5? Just remove the two T2 Torx screws, pop out the SIM card, then unclip the display from the rear case. But before you can separate the rear case, you'll need to disconnect the battery for safety and the USB-C headphone jack cable to free it from the display assembly. This is a 5.5-inch optic AMOLED display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080 and a pixel density of 401 pixels per inch. The headphone jack and USB-C port come away from the phone with the rear panel. While these two components are on the same flex cable, at least they're not soldered to the motherboard. These are two of the most commonly replaced components on phones, so the ease of access is a welcome sight. The motherboard is held in place by 7 Phillips screws, one of which is hiding behind a sticker. After disconnecting a cable on the other side of the board, it was free. On the board, you'll see the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 system on chip with the Adreno 540 GPU and 8GB of LPDDR4 RAM, and the 128GB of Samsung-made UFS flash storage. The 16-megapixel front camera and the dual rear-facing cameras were next to come out. The dual rear cameras include a combination of Sony IMX398 wide-angle camera and a Sony IMX350 telephoto camera, enabling some really cool features like portrait mode and faster autofocus. After the bottom speaker came out, we were left with the battery. OnePlus equipped this 12.35 watt-hour battery with a pull tab for easier removal, which is quite a relief after our recent iPad and Surface teardowns. With the OnePlus 5 disassembled, it's time to talk repairability. How did the OnePlus 5 score? It got a 7 out of 10. And here's why. On the upside, there are no proprietary screws. The OnePlus 5's display is held on by easy-to-dispatch reusable plastic clips. Most components, such as the camera and USB-C headphone jack flex cable, are modular and easy to access. The battery has a pull tab making removal easy, but the motherboard must be removed to access it. And on the downside, the display and glass are fused and the home button is integrated into the display assembly, making repair of all 3 of these parts more complicated and expensive.